What's going on, Liv?
Oh, just living the dream. Oh no, I did it again.
Oh my gosh, you are such a rookie. What a rookie. Well, it's a sad week.
Yeah, it is.
Our buddy old pal is on vacation. She is no longer with us until Monday.
Until Monday.
We missed her. So it's been a crazy week for us, right?
Yeah.
So good morning to you all. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Coffee with Flip. So let's talk about our lives right now.
Okay.
More referring to what is going on in Flip Aquatics. In the absence of Olivia, we have
It's tough out here.
we've been having to do a little extra,
Yeah.
to say the least.
I will just say that I did not realize how much more draining it would be to just do 2 more aisles.
Is it exhausting?
Yeah. My legs were hurting, I think, because it's that many more times I have to climb the step ladder.
So it's like a workout.
It is a workout, and like I've become accustomed to, my 2.5 aisles of workout.
Yes.
My body was not prepared for 2 more aisles.
Yeah, 4.5 aisles.
And also just like mentally, it's just like you get to the end and you're like, am I ever gonna get there?
It's
So,
exhausting.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, we're doing it.
we're doing it.
We
We are
got-
doing it.
3 more days.
We can do this.
I know we can. I believe. And we also have a bunch of other stuff going on that we'll talk about. So we got an import in. We could talk about that. We have this huge plan for our Daphnia. We had this huge video, which may or may not still come out. It unfortunately got corrupted because we.
Yeah.
I'll let Em fill you in.
I
So
actually-
shout out to the DJ
What was
booth.
the topic of that video?
I actually was just going to talk to you about this before, but then we didn't get to it. Well, it was the one that we just shot on Friday when Liv was here.
The one that had the
members
parkour
only
and the
one.
dancing on the
Oh,
Daphnia ponds.
All the
that's bad.
all the parkour is safe,
Oh, that's good.
but the big chunk of video that me and Rob filmed that was like 20 minutes long is not safe. And also, if you see the amount of editing that I invested into this,
Yeah,
it's
Em put a lot of
crazy.
effort into it already.
Yeah, but no, because me and Rob were literally just talking about my DJI and how I haven't like really taken anything off the SD card, and he was like talking about like I don't even know what the heck we were talking about footage and like losing footage and whatever. And I always make sure that I clear off our SD cards. Well, we've been filming a lot these last couple weeks, and we're like doing.
Yeah, we're in a
pretty
good rhythm.
Yeah, well, as I was filming, actually it was hopefully a video on import that'll be coming out. When we were filming import, I literally filled the SD card for the first time ever, and it said corrupt files, and now I don't see corrupt files on there, but I also deleted some files, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be able to recover it after this, though.
Yeah.
But
It's tough.
So hopefully you guys are able to see that footage. We hope.
At least the parkour's safe.
the parkour
yeah, the
is
parkour
safe.
is safe.
Yeah, we watched it this morning. I'm just like, oh my god. I embarrassed even myself.
Now, Rob climbing over top of the Daphnia ponds, that is missing footage at the moment.
Well,
That
yes.
is that is footage you may never see.
Guess you'll have to do it again.
Yeah.
But I do have the screenshots because I used it as the thumbnail.
Well, that's good.
So
So
there's
there's
some
proof that it
footage.
happened.
Yeah.
There's proof that it happened. So anyway, we had this huge members only video just dedicated to like everything that's going on. But one of the big things we touched on was our Daphnia, which we've been trying to convert to our 275 gallon totes, which I don't know, seems like it's not working super well.
Yeah. Well, the hard thing is like they're so deep. So even if they're down in there and you can't see them, and then you gotta like get the perfect swipe of the net because they kind of cluster together even if they are thriving. Because like there's one pond that continuously gets cleared up. I know they're in there, but I can't see them. So
Something's eating the food.
yeah. So we're gonna pivot.
Yeah, we're gonna pivot a little bit. We have a new plan, which is a good plan,
And it will get it closer to the fish room for the peas and
Yeah. So anyway, we're having a struggle. We currently have 5 ponds in the back building. Is that what it is?
5.
That are still running, and we really want to get the back building shut down, just because we don't want to have to travel back there for 5 ponds of Daphnia and catch Daphnia out of it. That's the only thing that we're having to catch back there. So it'd just be easier if everything just worked out of the front building. So anyway, you had some ideas of trying like a shallow one and like setting up a tank in the fish room. And I was like, man, I've been thinking about this too. And I think where our 125 gallons are going to go, we can also put these ponds. And so me and Leather went down there this morning. We talked about it yesterday and kind of got a game plan, figured out what we have to do. Today we actually measured it out and put tape on the wall and made sure it all made sense. And we found some things that we didn't think about. Like I thought those racks were going to be good. Apparently they weren't. And so we have a pretty good plan now, and we can start executing on it. And maybe by beginning of next week, it'll be up and running.
Hope so.
So we're going to try some different depths and see if we can maximize our Daphnia production. But our pea puffers just love Daphnia.
Yeah.
And we want to provide them with their favorite meal.
And we have a lot of pea puffers.
We do have a lot of pea puffers. And so so that's kind of like the main thing that's going on. We also we can talk about this real quick before we get too deep into the bushes. Is that appropriate?
I think so.
Is that the saying? Too deep into the bushes?
I don't
or
know
the
what
wood?
you're
Too
saying.
far into the thick of it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We need Liv.
Before we get into the bushes, we need to talk about some other stuff. So we've been talking about this for a while. We want to move our offices down to where we're more accessible to the team. Leather and Liv spend the majority of their time in the fish room, which is on the opposite side of the building in the basement. And then our offices are literally in the furthest place from there, which is the opposite side of the building in the very, very tippy top.
Yeah.
So you have to go up 2 flights of steps and probably 300 steps to get there. So we'd much rather be close to the team, more accessible, and also save steps. So we want to move our offices to the shipping room so that we're all right there. We're a pretty tight-knit team now, much smaller than we used to be, just because we are a lean, mean machine.
Fighting machine.
We are a fighting machine. And so that we were thinking about doing it this week. How do you guys feel about getting your 2 desks moved down? I know, Em, I know what you're going to say. You're going to miss the window.
Listen, after this morning's incidents, I think that actually you planted that. I think you did that on purpose.
What happened
so
this
that
morning?
way I need to move.
Fill everybody in.
Should I even fill the people
Yes,
in?
you should. Because it's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, because also I'm just like, it's crazy.
It's the second time it's happened.
Anyway, yeah, well, that's what I was told this morning. So I roll up this morning. I'm the first one into the offices. Not the first one on the premises, but the first one in the offices. And I walk over to the door, and it's wide open.
Yeah.
As open as
Not
this
cracked.
door can be.
Yeah.
There's some boxes down. I'm like, Rob hasn't turned on the AC upstairs. Maybe he was airing it out. His car was in the parking lot. I was like, oh, maybe he got here early this morning. I messaged him, nothing. I messaged Faith. I'm like, hey, have you seen Rob? Nothing. Well, Liv's on vacation, so it's only me and Rob that are going to be here.
Yep.
Yeah, the door was left open last night. All night long, y'all. So I thought a squatter was going to be
we're
living
in
in
a
my
sketchy
office.
neighborhood too.
Yeah.
Like this is not the neighborhood you want to leave your door open, but
And it's also not the first time. It's not like nobody's ever just rolled up here before.
yeah, people just roll up to our business, open the door, and walk in.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's crazy. So, and it was nice last night, so the criminals were probably out prowling around.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, not my finest moment. You know, when you're carrying it, kids and bags and all kinds of stuff. And like in fairness, let me kind of break this down for you guys. There's the door, and then there's a do not park area in front of the door. Well, you know, my wife,
She was parked right there.
she was parked right in the do not park area, which is fine. She was parked this way, so like if you're standing on the opposite side of the car, she's blocking view of both doors. So she wanted me to drive home, and so I put Milo in his seat, which is on the driver's side, and then I get in the driver door. So like I have no viewpoint to even see the door to see if it's locked. Normally I always double check it, but this time I'd have to like literally walk all the way around the car. And so I just assume, you know, Amanda shuts the door, or at least checks before we pull out. It was a bad assumption. I don't blame her for it, but, you know, it is what it is. So, you know, this is the second time something like this has happened. Now I know I just need to double check the door every single time, which I normally do. This was just a freak accident. So I take full responsibility for it, though. I'm glad no one got my Pokemon collection. I'm glad nobody came upstairs
It's the
and
real priority.
stole my Pokemon cards. And I'm also glad nobody harmed Emily.
Has nothing to do with our giant computers.
No. I'll sacrifice the screens. So yeah, it was crazy, but I'm glad nobody was hurt, no property was damaged, and all is well. So, hey.
Did you check all the other rooms up there?
No,
They still could be up there sleeping right now.
As we speak,
yeah.
there's somebody upstairs.
Yeah, come 4 o'clock, they probably wouldn't be up there anymore because it's going to be 80 degrees, and we don't have the AC on. That's a whole nother story. So, like, our AC unit last year was costing us like $1,000 a month to run, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And so it ended up breaking, and then we had a furnace guy come fix it, and he's like, "Yeah, this is gonna break again, because whoever did your roof tarred like a third of the AC unit. So when you tar it, it doesn't get good oxygen exchange, air exchange, and so it can't cool as effectively, and therefore it runs faster, longer, hotter, and that's what caused it to break. So I'm waiting on my landlord, because normally I would just fix it, but my landlord hasn't been the most what's the right word? Hasn't been the most compassionate person. Compassion is not even the right word. He has not been easy to work with recently. And we are like literally, like I am the easiest to deal with tenant ever, I feel like. Maybe I'm biased. But like I always try to go above and beyond. And because he does not, I've now drawn a line in the sand where it's like, hey, you need to fix this.
For perspective on the kind of tenant that Rob is we have an elevator in the other half of our building that would be very helpful for us to be able to receive pallets of product. And it's been broken for like at least a year. And we just unload everything by hand because we can't receive pallets.
That is a good point.
But Rob hasn't pushed him on it.
Yeah, I have not.
It is a big fix, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a good $100,000 fix that I'm sure he blames us for the reason that it's like that. But I mean, we didn't break it. It's just we used it and now it's broke.
Yeah. Well, this whole building's just super
And
old.
actually, in fairness, no one was using it when it broke. He actually had an elevator person come in to do like the inspection, and that's when it broke.
What in the world?
Thank God it didn't break while we were using it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, anyway, I mean, there's just a lot going on. So, first of all, let's give a shout out to people in the chat. And, guys, make sure to sign up for the Will Wheel. I'll be able to beat Leather and Rock, Paper, Scissors this week, and it will be absolutely great to just cream her.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Or I can just be beat, and then I'm like on a 4-week streak of losing.
So we have Fishy Troy, Guppy Joe, Jonathan G, Fishy Chick. I think Fishy Chick is coming here later today to pick up an order.
Hey.
Madison, Branton, Luminen,
Madison.
Lowell, Jasmine Nicole, Mama Bear, Tank Girl,
Nice.
Donnie Main, Tim Flinker. Let's see. Fish Fam Link, Zippy,
Zippy. It's our buddy Zippy.
MK Aquatics.
Nice. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We got some fun stuff planned for you all. Me and Leather talked this morning, and we really wanted to get into the topic of pseudomagil. And so I just listen. I got some fun questions for us.
I have some
Thank
fun
God
questions for you.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Thank God for ChatGPT. ChatGPT literally makes life so easy,
Yeah.
and it's great.
The ChatGPT gets credit for my questions that I have for you too.
What? You have questions for me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you playing a trivia game on me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. Well, I got a trivia game for you. You got one for me. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
But before we do, hey, I actually printed this out for us this week. So you don't have to use your computer unless you want to. So we didn't bring in an import order last week, but we brought in a decent one this week. I would say fairly typical.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe even smaller than normal.
I think it's smaller than what we've been getting recently.
Yeah. So we've really redefined our fish room. We know allocations, which is basically how many tanks we need to have of each thing to make sure we have stock of it. And so we brought in a decent amount of stuff this week, and so we wanted to go over it today. So you have been the person that's been really taking charge of this, and so do you kind of want to walk us through like how things are going, and we can talk about it?
Sure. Good.
Hey, don't let me cut you off.
What were you gonna ask?
I was gonna ask you the first one. Did you want to go in order?
Sure.
Okay, so this is how it's kind of presented in, not in our fish room, but just alphabetical order. So the orange Venezuelan quarries I know didn't come in super great. There was like 3 deaths on arrival, something like that. So how are those have been?
I think those ones have been fine. There's a,
Good.
I mean, I'm trying to think of there were just a few that got started on meds. But I also like, unless it is like very obvious that they need medicated, like if there's just a couple deaths, I try to like give it a day or two.
Yeah, to
because like
stabilize.
import is like rough on them anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't remember for sure on the orange Venezuelan,
I know.
to be honest.
Yeah, I know a couple of those came in not so good, but they looked fine. It was just, some things die in transit. Pygmy quarries I thought came in really good.
Mm-hmm.
So those are still doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. The stir-bite quarries, those ones came in skinny.
Yeah,
so I think we started those on
yeah.
Paracleanse.
Yep.
So that's good. We got in some more CPDs. I know a lot of you have been waiting for the CPDs to come back in stock, or at least a lot of our customers have been waiting.
Yeah.
I don't know if necessarily you all watching have been waiting, but CPDs, we got in 2 more tanks. We got 2 more tanks coming this week as well. So we should be fully stocked up on those. How have those been? They looked really good.
Yeah, I think I had like 1 death in each tank yesterday, but that was like day after import, so
Yeah.
we'll see how they're doing today. But
More leopard Danios?
those are small, I feel like.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like usually our leopard Danios are like, like,
Chunky?
yeah, but
Yeah.
they're just young.
Yeah. Those, are they doing well? They usually, leopard Danios are pretty bulletproof.
Yeah, yesterday they were kind of chilling at the bottom a little bit, but as soon as I fed them, like everybody was fine. So
Okay.
I think they were just hangry.
Hey. Clown killies?
Those are some chunkers.
They're fat.
Yeah.
We haven't had clown killies in a while. They've just they've not been coming in great. We haven't been able to get them in. And now we finally have we have a tank that's pretty close. Like it's not 100% yet.
Yeah.
But maybe by Thursday, tomorrow or Friday, we'll know more and we could probably put them back in stock. I don't know. Don't quote me on
TBD.
that. TBD. They seem better. So we did get more in those, and they are fat.
They're
They're
very fat.
ones. And I think I ordered more this week as well. So coming in next week. I don't know for sure, but I feel like I did.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet.
I know I ordered more Gardner Achilles. And we did get in some this week. How are those doing? Because I don't remember.
Yeah,
looking at them.
there's one in there that I might take him to the hospital, but the rest of them are fine.
Did you happen to add fake plants to that tank?
No.
Okay. I know it's males only, but they
They're
still
jerks.
they still be mean.
Yeah, they are mean.
So we keep them all together, and as long as it's a bachelor group, they normally do okay. As long as they got some places to kind of hide and get away from each other. But you throw one female in there, the female's gonna die, and a lot of the males are gonna be destroyed because they just go
They're
crazy. We got in more golden coolie loaches.
Yep, those are good.
Those guys were really good sellers for us. Surprisingly, one of our more popular coolie loaches. Actually, our second most popular. Obviously, coolie loach is the most popular, but second most popular. Pandagaras, I know those are always a really good seller.
Yep.
Those ones seem to be doing well.
Yep.
Rainbow shiners, guys. Rainbow shiners are always
They're
hot
good.
commodities around here. I think we do have some in stock on the website right now, so if you guys are interested. But we did get another tank of those. I was thinking, what do you think about this? Until we get the 125 gallon set up, we dedicate one of the Daphnia ponds to rainbow shiners. Because we could do like a straight 100 in there. No problem, no questions asked, tons of surface area, tons of water volume. I think it would work.
Yeah.
And they rarely need treatment. Rarely. We got in 2 tanks of pea puffers.
And they're fat.
They are fat. We did a comparison of like what we got in the previous time to that time. And literally the pea puffers we got in this time are like 4 to 5 times bigger than the pea puffers that we got previously. And that's after holding them for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then your arch nemesis.
Good old forktails.
Forktail rainbows. We ordered 125. We only got 50. How they doing?
I think those are the ones I started on meds yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about like where they are placement-wise.
The
Which
old
makes-
student McGill.
Yeah. They're tough.
Well, we did get some spotted blue eyes in, another student McGill species. How were those ones?
Those are good.
Love to see it. We got some dwarf emerald, rummy nose rasbora, all doing well.
Yep.
How about the cardinals? I know those had like 5 or 6 dead in the
Yeah.
bag.
They had a few more dead yesterday, but I mean, overall they look good. So we'll see how they're doing today.
Okay. And then last but certainly not least, Congo tetras.
Congos. They're on medicine. Their fins were rough.
They were, we started those day one because their
Yeah.
fins were threaded. So other than that, we got some snails in, nothing crazy. We did get a whole bag of red ram's horn snails at DOA, which rarely happens. So like they were just stanky. We put them in the tank just to make sure, but like I think like 20 of the 270 we got were dead. Oh no, 20 were alive out of the 270.
And those assassin snails were massive.
Those assassin snails were massive. They were definitely massive. So, yeah, all in all, pretty good import order. Fish did really well, so that's good. But yeah, so next week, pretty similar. We'll get some other stuff in, restock on some things. So you guys can expect a pretty good restock here in like 2 weeks. So you got some questions?
Yeah.
How many questions you got?
4.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do your questions first, then we'll get to mine.
Why can't we go back and forth?
Oh, we can. Do you want to do it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. I printed mine out this week, so it makes it easier. So, pseudomcgill is the topic today, kind of because we've just been having some issues with the forktail. So I thought it would just be fun to just gauge our conversation around them because, it can't help to know more about them. And so anyway, the first ones are going to be easy. But I figured it would be fun for the chat too.
Well, honestly, I feel like I'm not an expert on the forktails.
Well,
other than just knowing that they're a pain in my butt.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, trivia question 1. What is the common name for pseudomcgill species? A, goby fish. B, blue-eyed rainbow fish. C, glass catfish. Or D, tiger barb.
Wow, I wonder. Rainbow fish.
Yeah, blue-eyed rainbow fish is the common name for pseudomcgill species. A lot of people do argue that they're not a true rainbow fish, but on you. So I know like
Interesting.
Gary Lang, is the big rainbow guy, and he's like, "Yeah, Sumigo, are they really rainbows? Because they're not like the beautiful
Yeah.
big fat rainbows." So, do you want me to give you another question, or do you want to give me a question?
No, it's my turn to give
Okay,
you a
your
question.
turn. Your turn.
Unless you have more to expand on that. Let's see. Why is it risky to keep multiple male guppies with too few females? A, they'll start a synchronized swimming team. B, the males will chase each other constantly. C, they form a union and demand more flakes. Or D, female guppies get overworked from constant attention.
I would say D. I'm more concerned about the females.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It's
Although
not-
B, they will.
Yeah,
the males will harass each other.
Yeah, I feel like this one was a little bit loaded.
I don't know.
but
I
yeah.
like the union, and they want more flakes. That's a good one. That's funny. I like that. Okay, so question 2. What's the typical size range for adult pseudomugil species? 1 to 2 inches, 3 to 4 inches, 5 to 6 inches, or over 6 inches?
1 to 2 inches.
Yeah, correct. They are a nano species, so 1 to 2 inches would be the correct answer. Good job.
Wow, I'm so smart.
You are really good at this. They're going to get progressively harder, though.
Yeah, I know.
So we got to start with the easy ones first.
How many questions do you have?
A lot.
Okay, we'll do a couple more.
Okay. We'll do a couple more. Which of the following is a popular species of pseudomugil? Pseudomugil furcatus, Pseudomugil altum, Pseudomugil corridorus, Pseudomugil discus.
Furcatus.
Yes, correct. Altum angels, so it's not a Pseudomugil species. Corridorus is obviously cories. And then discus are obviously discus. So
Yeah.
good job. You want me to do one more?
Yeah.
What is the distinctive feature of pseudomugil males during breeding? They grow long whiskers. Their fins become brightly colored and extended. They develop a hump on their head, or their scales turn black.
Their fins get brightly colored and extended.
Oh my gosh, let's go.
Wow, I'm
You are
killing
batting
it.
100 today. So that's good stuff. Do you want me to do one more?
Sure, go ahead. I'm on a roll.
This is where it's going to start getting a little bit tougher. Where are pseudomugil species naturally found? South America, Africa, Australia and New Guinea, or Southeast Asia?
Give me my options again.
South America, Africa, Australia / New Guinea, Southeast Asia.
B.
Southeast Asia?
Wait. Tell me my options again. Maybe I'm getting confused.
South America.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you want South
Southeast Asia.
Let's just go through them and then you tell me which one you want.
Okay.
South America, Africa, Australia / New Guinea, Southeast Asia.
I'm not even good at geography.
So which one are you going to guess?
Southeast Asia.
Ah, incorrect.
Africa.
Emily, do you want to take a stab?
Well, the chat's saying New Guinea.
They are correct. Chat, you got it right. It is Australia and New Guinea. Okay, do you want to do one of yours then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What does it usually mean when your aquarium water suddenly turns green?
Ooh.
A, St. Patrick's Day spirit. B, algae bloom. C, lucky fish. Or D, someone died in the water.
Oh my gosh, it's an algae bloom. But it's not always an algae bloom. It could be a bacterial bloom too. But
Yeah.
hey, thank you.
Right.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Back to pseudomugil.
It's-
What type of water parameter do pseudomugil species prefer? Very hard and alkaline, soft, acidic to neutral, brackish water only, cold, and highly oxygenated. Do you prefer if I say A, B, C, D?
No, it's fine.
No.
Soft to neutral.
Soft acidic to neutral. That is correct.
Yes.
Yes. You're doing good. What is the ideal setup for keeping pseudomcgill species? Bare bottom with no plants, planted tank with gentle flow, rocky tank with caves, deep tank with strong current.
I don't know because I only keep them with a bare bottom. Yeah, I wonder what would they like. Okay, tell me my options again.
Bare bottom with no plants, planted tank with gentle flow, rocky tank with caves, deep tank with strong currents.
I'm just gonna go with planted.
Planted tank with gentle flow?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct, Leather. Good job.
I was just trying to think, like, what if I was them?
Yeah. Be the fish.
Yeah.
That's what Eric Bodrock says. Be the fish.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree. That's what they would like. Let me do one more, and then we can go to
Maybe
your...
I should give them some plants in their tank.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. Some spawning mobs.
Something.
What is their typical behavior in a community aquarium? Again, referring to pseudomcgill. A, are they aggressive and territorial? B, are they shy and always hiding? C, are they peaceful and active midwater swimmers? Or D, bottom dwellers that avoid light?
I think they are the peaceful, active, whatever that was.
That is correct.
Yes.
Good job. All right, do you want to ask your question now?
Yeah.
This is fun. Is the chat getting most of these right, Em? Ooh,
Sorry.
we're not giving them
Oh,
enough
yeah,
time.
because usually lives here. Well, no, because we don't both guess.
No, usually I give really hard questions that take a little bit more time.
Okay. What freshwater species is often called the janitor fish but still manages to leave messes? Otocinclus, bristlenose pleco, molly, or rainbow shark?
I've never heard of anything called the janitor fish. This is the first time I've ever heard the janitor fish used. But if I was thinking of a janitor, I would think of one that's got like a mustache. And so I would definitely pick the bristlenose pleco because it usually makes messes versus cleaning up.
That is the poopinest fish that I have kept
It is a dirty fish.
the whole entire time of all of the fish.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the platies pooped a lot, but the plecos, holy cow.
Yeah. Is that the correct answer?
Yeah, it says...
What do they call it? Who calls it the
I
janitor
don't...
fish?
ChatGPT.
Freaking ChatGPT. You making stuff up.
It says cleans the glass like a champ, poops like a toddler. And that is accurate.
That is hilarious. Oh man, we got some super red janitor fish right
Yeah.
now. They're funny. That is funny. ChatGPT doing some silly stuff. All right, pseudomcgill. Which of these is a common food source for pseudomcgill? Algae wafers, microworms and baby brine shrimp, sinking pellets, or large cichlid sticks?
Well, I feed them multiple things.
Mhm.
Give me my options again so I can decide which one I want to commit
Algae
to.
wafers, microworms and baby brine, sinking pellets, large cichlid sticks.
I mean, what are they calling microworms? Like, what would that be? Would that be like the bloodworms that we...
Yeah, similar, but they're smaller. Think of them as like detritus worms.
I mean, this is a loaded question.
This is a loaded question.
Well, I'll just go with the sinking pellets.
Really? That is the incorrect answer.
Is the microworms and the... They eat both.
Yeah. They prefer live foods.
Yeah, I actually do feed them more of the, frozen food.
Yeah.
They
tend to be a
prefer
little-
live food?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they hate me.
Well, I mean, once we get the Daphnia set up in the fish room, you can just feed Daphnia to everything.
Not everything.
Well, not every. Not every.
Just the picky ones.
Just the Odos.
Just the Odos.
Just the Odos and the bristle nose.
No.
The janitor fish. Only the janitor fish will get it.
That's interesting.
Oh, hey. See, it's good we're having this this trivia.
Yeah.
How do oh my gosh, I keep getting tongue-tied. How do pseudomcgill typically breed? Egg scatterers among fine-leaved plants, bubble nest builders, live bearers like guppies, or mouth brooders?
What's a mouth?
You've never heard of a mouth brooder? So a mouth brooder is one that holds the eggs in their mouth, and then they end up hatching, and then they keep the fry in their mouth.
Is that
That's
what Maltese
crazy.
do?
What?
Is that what Maltese do? Because you were talking about one of the Maltese having...
Yeah, there's certain cichlids that do it. I'm not sure all Maltese do it, so don't quote me on that.
Because I remember you saying that. And
Yeah, but you can always tell because like the bottom of their jaw is like full, like it's like a round bubble in the bottom because they're holding all the eggs
so
there.
interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure. I know that they're not that. I don't know, but I don't think they're that. I know
Okay.
they're not a live bearer.
Ooh, so you're bubble nest builder or egg scatterer among fine-leaved plants?
I'm going to go with egg scatterer.
That's correct. Good job. Yeah, so like, who is it? Dean from Dean's Fish Room.
Mm-hmm.
I went and saw his fish room, and he uses spawning mops in all of his pseudomcgill tanks because they just start breeding as soon as like basically they're babies and they can breed. So he always keeps a spawning mop in there, and then whenever he needs more, like he's running low on them, he'll just pull the spawning mop out, take all the eggs, hatch them, and then boom, got another batch. And so he said they're extremely easy to breed.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which pseudomcgill species is known for its bright yellow body and contrasting black fins? Pseudomcgill signifer, Pseudomcgill furcatus, Pseudomcgill luminatus, Pseudomcgill gutridae. Now, I don't know if I pronounced all those perfectly, but gives you the idea.
I am not like thinking of any that just have like black fins that I'm like immediately I know.
I'm terrible with scientific names.
Is it one that we have or have had?
Yes. I almost need to look up the scientific name to know for sure. Because I want to be able to tell you
Okay.
the common name too. Maybe the chat's they're going to have a little extra time.
The question is which.
You're going to hate yourself for this one.
Seriously?
Yeah. So bright yellow body and contrasting black fins. And I'm just going to show you a picture when we're done so that you know.
I thought you were going to give me common names.
No, I can't give you the common names. I think it is one that we have.
Okay, so give me my options again.
Oh, which ones do we have?
I know I don't know which one the Gertrude is. I know that we have had it.
So you got the signifer.
It's not that. I know it's not that because I've never heard
Furcatus?
of that. Yeah, Furcatus.
Luminatus or Gertrude?
Dang it. Have we had Luminatus? Which one is that?
I'm terrible.
The
I'm
chat
terrible.
was asking what the question was again.
Which pseudomygale species is known for its bright yellow body and contrasting black fins?
I don't know.
So it's not the signifer.
Yeah, no, it's not that one.
So it's either the furcatus, luminatus, or Gertrude. Listen, I'll let you phone a friend, aka you can look up one of these on Google. So you can look up the furcatus, the luminatus, or Gertrude. I wish I was better with scientific names too. Because we always use the common names.
Yeah.
I should have put this question in common names. That would have been more kind. Because it even confused me, if I'm being honest. So I was like, oh man,
Rob,
which
you're
one
like,
is
I
this?
don't even remember which one's right.
Yeah. I mean, I have the correct answer written down, but which one did you look up? You looked up all of them?
I just looked up pseudomygale. You didn't tell me I couldn't look that up, but I'm just looking at a picture of a bunch of different ones. If they're trying to say that those are for the forktail, that is considered a black fin.
It is! Look! See how it's got the black lines?
That's
It's
no.
a trick question. Look,
That is
it
not-
makes sense. So
That's
it's the
like-
forktail rainbow. It has black.
Read the question
and yellow.
again.
Which pseudomygale species is known for its bright yellow body and contrasting black fins?
No, that's like hints of black on their fin.
Look at those black lines on the back fin. You see them?
Yeah.
It's known for that. There's no other ones that have that black coloration.
Yeah, well, mine are in a black tank too, so I can't even see that.
Don't be mad at me.
You set me up.
So it's pseudomygale furcatus is the scientific name. Okay. At
Okay.
what temperature range do pseudomygale species thrive? 65 to 70, 72 to 78, 80 to 85, or 90 degrees or warmer?
72 to 78.
Did you cheat?
No, me and Liv recently looked it up because I wanted to see if temperature was a problem.
You are so smart. You are so good. Okay. What behavior is common during male pseudomygale courtship displays?
Aw,
You ready?
little dating action.
Digging pits in the substrate, flaring fins and darting in front of females, blowing bubbles at the surface, or hiding in caves.
I don't actually know.
Hiding in caves. Come here. Come to my hole.
I don't actually know, but because, like, you know, when they're in mating season or whatever, they flare their fins and get all most beautiful. I'm going to say that one and, like, dart in front of the females trying to get their attention.
That's correct. That's good.
I was a good test taker.
All right, I'll do one more and then we can go to your questions.
Okay.
Which of the following is a true statement about pseudomygale lifespan? They live over 10 years. They only live a few months. They typically live 2 to 3 years, or their lifespan is unknown.
For me, it's unknown. Well, for me,
They only live a few months.
2 months. No, I'm going to go with 2 to 3 years.
That's correct. Good job. It is 2 to 3 years. All right, give me a question.
Okay.
Oh, is this a funny one?
Oh. Why is cycling your aquarium important before adding fish? A. Fish need to train for laps. B. It builds good bacteria to handle waste. C. It's a trendy aquatic
B.
fitness thing. Or D. Because your fish requested it on their rider.
Good. These are your ChatGPT questions.
Well, what was the prompt that you asked?
Yeah, what did you ask? You're like, ChatGPT, give me funny questions to ask about aquarium.
It took a minute to get there. First, I said, give me some funny trivia questions because I was just going to make it general. But then they were giving me, like, jokes. And I said, I don't want jokes. I want trivia and maybe make it themed for aquarium keepers. And then they gave me some, but they were, like, mostly saltwater.
How about trivia jokes?
Yeah. And I said, make it freshwater focused. And then here we are.
Here's what we got. Halfway funny aquarium jokes. I like it. That is funny.
It's like one truth and 3 lies.
Yeah, it is. 1 truth, 3 lies. Why are pseudomugil considered excellent nanofish? They require minimal care and space. They are small, colorful, and peaceful. They survive without filtration, or they only eat once a week.
I'm going to go with whatever B was.
They are small, colorful, and peaceful.
Yeah.
That is correct. That is correct. What is the scientific name for
boy.
blue-eyed rainbow fish? You're never going to get this one. Pseudomugil, Melanatonia, Tetraodon, or Pontius?
Can I just interject for 1 second? Because Luminen says Leather's tossing softballs and he's hitting her with questions that are half Latin, and then you come out with this.
Before we get to the really hard one,
Oh my gosh.
what do you think?
Pseudomugil.
Hey! Gave her an easy one. Okay. Now
We're the really hard ones.
Now we're in Latin. What is the common name for Pseudomugil utrudae? This is one that we sell.
Spotted.
Spotted blue eye. That is correct. I didn't even have to give you the answers.
I'm that smart.
The species Pseudomugil luminatus is commonly known as red neon, yellow fin, crimson, or orange flash.
I'm gonna go with red neon.
That is correct.
If I
Come on, let's go. Let's go, ladies
how many
and
of those did I
gentlemen.
get wrong? Like one?
One, I think. No, maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Honestly,
good.
I'm pretty proud
How
of
many of
that.
those did I get wrong?
0.
I mean, they were elementary. That's funny. That's good stuff. That was fun. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I enjoy that I got way more right than I expected.
Yeah. Did you learn anything?
Yeah, that they want to eat my Daphnia instead of anything else.
And they like plants.
And they like plants.
They prefer soft, acidic water to neutral.
Yeah, I kind of knew that.
I mean, we knew that.
But I'm going to give them some plants. And
You know what I learned out of all this? That I need to be better about the scientific names for Pseudomugil. Because I'm always like on the order form and like, I'm like, what is Pseudomugil plenipotus? I'm like, do we sell that? I don't think so. That's not actually a Pseudomugil species, but that's how I feel when I'm on the order form. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to get better at this. Because like some places list the common name, some places only list the scientific name. And so I'm always like, man, what do we do here? So I do need to get better with that.
just scientific names in general. Well, like we have a ton of fish, and then we got to know their common name and then their real name.
Yeah, like if someone had a gun to my head and they're like, "What's the scientific name for black neon tetra?" I'd be like, "Shoot me!" Literally, just get it over with.
Yeah, same.
Now, if I saw it on paper, I'd probably know it. But yeah, it's just not. I just don't use it very often.
Yeah.
Interesting. Did you have any other questions you wanted to ask me?
That was the last of the good ones, but let me just see if
Give me a bad one. 'Cause
happens
I'm
to
really
be-
curious. Give me some of the original joke ones that I gave you.
Okay.
And then, Em, do we have questions in the chat that we can answer too?
Yeah, they're on Slack.
Perfect.
If a rooster lays an egg on top of a roof, which way will it roll?
Roosters don't lay eggs.
You're right.
Where did that even come from?
That was
Oh
the
my
one of the jokes that he gave me when I originally asked for trivia questions.
That's embarrassing.
Why did the scarecrow win an award?
Why did the scarecrow win an award? I don't know.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Wow.
Oh my God. Em, did you know that? Let's ask Em one. Do one more. I want Em to answer it.
What kind of animal can you always find at a baseball game?
I don't know.
A bat.
Oh, that's funny. All right, what questions do we have from the chat?
Em, do you know what questions we have from the chat?
Yeah, Em,
I
Em
can
can ask
ask them. Okay, so, oh my gosh, they just went away.
Brandon says, Rob, you need to randomly quiz your employees throughout the day. He doesn't know the answers either, Brandon.
Hey, whoa. Come on now. Come on.
Depends
now.
on the questions.
It does depend on the questions. A lot of the questions that I ask are so that we all get better.
Yeah, those were good questions today.
Yeah, I had fun with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was a good time.
Chat,
Hey.
did you like the questions today? Oh, sorry.
No answer.
No answer.
Yeah.
Zippy says, new series, Flip Pop Quiz.
Flip pop quiz. It is fun. I don't know if we'll do it every week, but hey, I'm really enjoying it at the moment. All right, Em, what questions we got?
Steel Waves says, I watched your Daphnia video. Does any kind of spirulina powder work?
So we use organic spirulina powder. I'm sure any kind would work, although we just order the organic stuff on Amazon. We do mix it with a bunch of stuff. We don't just feed straight spirulina powder. You probably could, but like, you know, a lot of people just feed straight yeast. We don't do that either. So like, there's a reason, like we use our own Daphnia food, which we've been using for, I don't know, years, a couple years now.
Yeah.
And then we ended up turning it into a product because everyone's always asking, like, oh, what do you feed your Daphnia? They do so well.
Even in our recent Daphnia videos, people were asking.
Yeah.
I responded to somebody this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do sell it on our website. It's called Food for Daphnia.
Shrimple food for Daphnia.
It's because Rob couldn't remember it in the one video.
Yeah, we're like, what is this? And then I was like, surely it's not called Food for Daphnia.
Yeah, well, we didn't want to call it Daphnia food because
Yeah.
then we thought people would think
That's
it
the
was Daphnia.
That's the only reason I remembered that it was called Food for Daphnia.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you guys want to get food for Daphnia, it's available on our website. And it's called Food for Daphnia.
Indian Aquascape says, hey, can you tell me how to treat a sick betta with swim bladder disease?
Oh my gosh, swim bladder disease is the worst. So, one, don't feed it. The only time we've ever got these to actually survive, because like once they get swim bladder, it's like you really have to baby them to get them back to life. So, one, don't feed them. Stop feeding them, and then you need to crush up peas for them, like literally get peas, take them out of the shell, crush that up, and then try to get them to eat that. If they will eat it, then you can cure it, and then as soon as they start swimming normal, you can introduce more foods. Avoid protein-rich foods, so I'd feed like a veggie, flake or something like that, and then soon they'll be back to normal.
Is that caused by too much protein? Like I know that we always.
I don't want to say, hey, yes, it's caused by too much protein, but 100% feeding too much protein could lead to it.
Yeah.
So we always like fast them, reduce the amount of protein, but like it's just such a pain.
I had a couple peacock gobies that got it one time.
Yeah, my big tilapia, Gio, when he passed away, he was super old, but he got swim bladder, and he wouldn't eat peas, so I tried force feeding him peas, didn't help. He just ended up dying. It was sad. But our convex cichlid downstairs, I believe it's no, it's not a convex cichlid. What is that?
It is.
Is it a convex cichlid? Okay, I was right. Doesn't happen very often. It feels good. When we bask in the moment. Okay. All right. So our convict cichlid downstairs, it actually did eat peas. We did fast it, and it's still alive to this day, and it's doing great.
Yeah.
Daphne and Curtis had a lot more patience than I would have had, so they were able to nurse it back to health. But they also had hours free in their day where they could do that.
Did he just say what I think he just said?
What? What?
I wasn't sure about it either.
What happened? Hopefully you guys know what they're laughing at.
You called her Daphne?
Instead of Dinah, I called her Daphnia.
That was silly.
That is funny. That is Dinah and Curtis, not Daphne and Curtis.
So anyway,
We've been talking a lot about Daphnia today.
Jasmine asked, "Do you ever have giant ram's horn snails?"
Giant?
That's what she said.
Like there's like the type that eats plants, but it's illegal in most states, so we don't sell that one. But giant ram's horn snails? I mean, we definitely get like extra large ram's horn snails. Wonder how Daphne is doing.
Oh.
That is pretty funny. Oh gosh. Any more questions?
Nope, that's it.
All right, it's the wheel time.
Okay.
So I think what we do is M picks your number
Yeah.
because you can see the numbers.
Yeah, that's good.
And then me and you still duel it out.
Okay. The range is 49 to 81.
63.
Okay. You are T.E. Henry 9.
Oh, me and Henry.
Timba.
51.
51.
Henry, let's go.
Just Chris.
Hey.
Oh, just Chris. I'd be okay if you beat me, but I still don't want to lose. Henry versus Just Chris, aka Rob versus Leather. Are you doing it or am I saying it?
How do you say it?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot? How do you say it?
That's the right way.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I'm like
That
on
was
a
for you,
4-week
Chris.
losing streak. Eventually, scissors are going to pay off for me.
Well, not this week.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You want to spin the wheel?
I'll take a sympathy wheel spin.
Okay.
Just Chris, this one's for you, buddy.
Dang.
Longest wheel spin
She just
ever.
keeps going.
Oh, oh, oh!
Shrimple. Have we ever even landed on
No, Shrimple fertilizer. Congratulations,
That's
Chris.
wild.
Your plants win as long with you.
that?
As long as you
Shrimple.
do.
Wow.
Plants win
Fertilizer.
because it's free fish poo poo. I don't know. Forgive me.
I don't even know if he's still in here.
Well, congratulations, just Chris. We'll send you an email. Leather will get in contact with you. We can ship that out to you. So, hey,
Wow.
that was fun.
Liv will be very proud.
Liv would be proud. That was a great episode of Coffee with Flip. Tune in next week for another exciting game of trivia. I don't know if we'll do it next week, but we might. We might. I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying it. Maybe we'll pick a different topic.
Yeah.
What do you want to learn about next?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of
Do you
anything
just want to go
else.
all in on pea puffers? We can do all freshwater puffers.
Yeah.
Like the figure 8 puffer. We can talk about different species, how they breed. That would be fun. I would
Yeah.
enjoy that.
Oh,
How to get pea puffers to accept frozen food will be a trivia question.
Yeah.
I'll do a lot of research this week. What do you think, Em?
Just Chris said that he was tending to tanks and he heard his name.
You won. You won.
Just Chris, you're a winner. You're always a winner, but this week you're an extra special winner. Listen, everybody who attended this Coffee with Flip is a winner.
Participation trophies for everybody.
Yeah. You all win just by being here. So, all right. Well, hey, that was fun, guys. Team Leather DJM, good work. I had a great time hanging out with you guys for the past hour. For all of you tuning in to Coffee and Flip, we'll see you next week, Wednesday, same time, same place. And we'll have just as much fun. Possibly more.
Probably more, because Liv will be back.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. She kind of makes me mad.
We can tell.
Yeah. I secretly dislike her. No, I'm just kidding. I hope she's having a great time on vacation. I hope she is sipping a mimosa this morning, just rolling out of bed. If
Yeah.
not, maybe she's already sitting on the beach drinking a Corona. I don't know. Corona. What does she always say she drinks? Margaritas?
I always drink margs with her, so I don't know anything besides that.
She drinks a lot of Trulies. She's been on a Blue Moon kick with oranges. She hasn't drank for like
Oh yeah, she did. She has.
6 weeks or something.
Was she gonna drink on this trip?
Yeah, she was able to
was?
drink. Yeah, she was able to drink at like midnight before she went. So she was talking about getting lit before she went to the airport. I'm like, you fiend.
I let
None
her.
of that story is
I'm
true.
unplugging everything.
Literally,
This stuff.
none of that story is true, but it is funny to say. So, on that note, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. You guys make it a great week. As always, huge shout out to all of our members. You guys make a lot of this possible. And then, as always, God bless. And,
Catch you on the flip side.
as Liv would say, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, God, Mark's here.
I text
Cut
Liv.
the cameras. Turn everything off. Freaking Mark's here. What do you need? He wants me to look at something.
Liv
It's going to
says
be a
I'm a
light
legend.
bulb that isn't working. What?
I text Liv. I had to let her know that I won, and she said, "You're a legend. The streak continues. Girls supporting girls."
Oh, my gosh. If I
Girl
said guys
gang.
supporting guys, I would be sexist.
Well,
It's just not
should have
fair.
been a girl.